Welcome into today's 820 show. Every 820 episode reminds you, or intends to remind you, maybe even guide or suggest to you the direction and depth and breadth of your resilience. I don't propose to give you the magical words or the approaches or even the magical questions. I offer to you this new perspective or a different perspective that will help you change your perspective and viewpoint on this present moment. In some way, that leads into today's topic, as I was giving you that preamble about why I do this. But the topic today is called the setup. The setup, it all starts there. And here in this discussion, the setup. And if you haven't heard this from me before, I mentioned a term called pronoia. As opposed to paranoia, it's called pronoia. So please remember that perspective. I know that usually a setup sounds like something or somebody out to get you when you hear that term, the setup. Watch out. Proceed carefully. Great, good, solid, and reasonable advice or approach. But if you take the setup from the positive, yes, and love perspective and position, that term pronoia becomes more relevant and tangible for you. Pronoia, the universe conspiring to help and support you. Pronoia, the universe conspiring to help and support you. Keep that in mind, changing that context, then the term setup sounds a lot better, doesn't it? Let's keep it personal and intimate for this episode on resilience. The setup for this conversation started with the title, the 820 logo or rumor, the context of the website, 820podcast.com, the summary of me, your host, on that site. All part of the setup for us to meet electronically or via audio or otherwise. And that intention from me was for our respective energies to connect for about 10 minutes or 500 seconds today. Maybe less, maybe longer. But the setup intends to deliver goodness and positiveness and love in this exchange between you and I, from my mouth to your ear. May my mouth to your ears and to your heart. And definitely, sincerely, I hope to drive from my heart, my desire, to you, your heart, and your desire. And the my part is less important than the common power and force that sustains us here and now in this conversation. As they say, some have said, to set you up for success, to set myself up for success. We all want that, unless we have some devious intentions to set somebody up to fall and hurt themselves. I know I don't want to do that. It might be funny for a dear friend or someone that you really, really love, just for giggles, but nothing I would ever endorse or make as a routine or practice. I'm not sure why I'd want anything less than that for myself or for you, being set up for success. Even as an aside, and this is really a sidebar discussion, but it is tied into resilience. This applies to the grip in the golf swing. I know not many of us are as addicted or crazy like I am about this crazy game called golf, but it applies to the grip in the golf swing, to how you operate your car, for example. Also applies to how you lead your family, how you approach the band stage for your improvisation and your instrument, how you get dressed in the morning, how you observe and communicate your world within and then to the outside. Really, how you love yourself first and then others. It's all in the setup. To produce from the love within, from where your presence emanates, how whatever you produce has that quality to it, that is your best for the day. That is your best for the moment. That is the setup for your beauty to come forth. It already exists. You don't create it. Your only job is to put it into context in the expression of it. Remember I said in another episode, the concept of you, the content of you has been created and produced for you. Our job is only to take the setup of that beauty and bring it forward. You already have the essential parts and service installed at the beginning of your journey and your quest. Continue, however, to assess, maintain, adjust your setup in whatever you do, meaning your awareness and definition and application of the 5 questions you will propose to yourself and to your creator or universal subconscious mind and heart. Stick to your setup. Don't try to adapt someone else's setup. That's for the success and the love you already have within you. I also alluded to that statement about how and who and what do you love exactly. And you could say or focus on the external presentation, things that intrigue you, pique your attention, make you look, make you stare. But the main thing that I want to get across in that other episode about what exactly is in your setup is kind of related to that episode as well. The love in you. I love the love in you. And before I do that, make a statement to you. I love the love in me. I know back in the day that the NFL receiver, I think from the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think also played for the Cowboys, but Terrell Owens, that man said that thing about, I love me some me. I didn't get it back then. It took me a long time to have that sink in, but it wasn't an arrogant, egotistical statement. I get it now. But for me, I love the love in me. I love the love in you. Stay present. Stay current. No matter where you are in this world, remember, tell a friend, tell a foe, tell a total stranger, it's always 8:20.